Hello, this video is to show you how to copy assignments and other information from a Term 1 course to a Term 2 course so that students can see that. There are a few reasons why you might do this. In the first example, we have started Term 2 early in our government course and given them some assignments that we actually want to count towards their second semester grade. But in our second semester course, we don't have those assignments or grades transferred over. So I'm going to show you how to do that. This would also work, however, if I wanted to take specific content, for example, some of my quizzes, and make their answers available to them in second semester to read, because the first semester course, when it gets to the end of the grading period, goes into an archived state. And while teachers can see archived courses, students cannot. So we're going to try and work around that in a few ways. So let me show you what I've done. These are T2 assignments, but I assigned them during T1. And the way that I did that is I created a grading category in my grade setup called T2 assignments and made it worth 0 weight. And the reason for that is that students would complete that assignment, but those assignments are not contributing anything to my first semester grade. If you haven't set it up that way, be aware that, by importing those, you'll double count them or cause some other problems, so you may want to revisit your gradebook settings. So here's how you do this from the gradebook end. So again, the first example, I am copying the actual assignments over to the second term. So here's what you do. Go to Gradebook, click on, and I can obviously filter this by my T2 assignments, so I see just these 3 assignments that are going over and see they have scores for them already. And what I want to do is go to Export, and I'm going to choose Gradebook as a CSV, press Next. That will generate this Excel file for me. And I need to open that up and manually get rid of everything in my gradebook except for those new assignments that I want to import to my T2 gradebook. So let's take a look. I'm going to open that file. Okay, so the only information that you need is this unique user ID. That's what it matches your students from first semester to your second semester students. Any students who didn't exist in first semester will obviously not get a grade for these, so we're only talking about kids that were in both courses. Then you want to go in and delete these category grades until you get only to the assignments that you want to come across. So I have Bill of Rights, that's a quiz. I don't want that one, so I'll delete that. I have T2 Separation of Powers, T2 U.S. Congress, and T2 Types of Government. I also want to go through and then delete all these extra things at the end, so I don't need the extended grades or the username or anything else. So now I have a clean file with just unique user ID and the 3 assignments with their scores in my CSV file. So I'm going to save that. Now what we need to do is go to our T2 course and bring those in and create the assignment. So if I click on Gradebook, I have the 3 dots here. Be aware that if you haven't added materials to your course yet, you may not have those dots and you need to add an assignment first. So I already had this assignment here, which then makes the 3 dots appear. If that doesn't, you just go to Add Assignment and create an assignment to generate those 3 dots. So what I want to do instead of export, this time I want to import. And I'm going to choose my same CSV file. So that was Grade Export. And then upload. Now what we're doing is matching our columns. So essentially it's Schoology is asking us to say, hey, can you match each of the things coming in and what do you want to do with them? So the first one is unique user ID. You need that to match here. Then the next ones, these are new assignments, right? Because I may have had existing assignments, but I don't want those grades to copy into those. I want them to copy into a new assignment. So I'm going to do that for each of my T2 assignments. And then click Preview. And then you'll see, okay, the following grades will be inserted into the gradebook, and here's the student name and their assignment and their grade, right? So CHS demo student got 3, LHS, EdOps, all the rest all got their 3 assignments and the score they're going to receive. So I press confirm. And now those have gone in there. Now this little green box is telling you a super important trick. 3 assignments has been created. You can edit the options through the bulk edit. If you've never used the bulk edit before, this is a super handy tool in the gradebook that's also accessed through those 3 dots. So go to bulk edit. And now I want to go ahead and look and notice that all those things ended up in no grading period. So that's not okay. So I want to associate those with my new T2 grading period. Then I also noticed that it lost the point totals, right? So each of these was only worth 2 points. Please make sure that you modify those to the right grading points. Also, you can choose which grading category you want them to come into. So these may have been classwork or homework or whatever makes sense. You want to select the proper grading category. If you leave it in ungraded, it doesn't show up in the gradebook and it does not count towards their grades. So I'm going to leave these 2 alone, and I'm going to fix these 4 right here. Now this is something because my category was so long. Basically, see these ones highlighted in red. The title is just too long because it took in all the information on due date, max points, etc. from my gradebook. So I can just trim that down, trim this down, and save the changes. Great. Now I go to my course, go to my gradebook, select T1, T2, and the reason that keeps happening is because this course is in the future and there is no grading period that's currently active, so it doesn't, Schoology doesn't know where to go, so I have to keep selecting T2 because that's in the future. And voila, there are my T2 grades imported from T1.